Would the gentleman who parked the Lexus wherever he thinks he wants to, please move your vehicle immediately. You're in my playground now, baby, and you will be ticketed and towed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just here to talk to you about one of the most amazing places in the city of Rochester. How many of you folks have been to the Rochester Public Market? Know what I could say to you to inspire you to go to the market other than to say it is the greatest centralization of diversity and mixture of culture that you will find in this city. And it is well worth visiting, well worth it. I wanted to let you know that we have a message from all of the farmers and the vendors at the market. And our message to you is very simple. And it is something worth absorbing, something worth repeating, and something worth grasping and really folding into your life. And that message is, no farms, no food. Am I right? That you think about that a little bit, and you go home and you talk to your friends, you talk to your children. Because that's the reality of our planet. No farms, no food. At the Rochester Public Market, we have over 300 vendors on a Saturday. We will entertain 1.2 million people within the course of a year. We'll have about 22,000 people at the market on a Saturday. There has been a farmer's market in Rochester since 1823. The Rochester Public Market has been in its current location for 106 years. That's a pretty long time, and we're going to be there for another 100 years, 200 years. We're there to stay. The Rochester Public Market serves an indigent community that is underserved. You know, and I know, that in our city there are people that go hungry. Many of them receive food stamps, and one of our proudest accomplishments at the market is the token program. It is run by volunteers and one part-time staff person. The token program. It starts off with people who are receiving food stamps. They get an EBT card. It's kind of like a debit card. And in the past, those folks would have to go to individual farmers and they'd have to swipe their card and buy their vegetables at wonderful, fabulous prices. But unfortunately, the way that commerce works, and at the market, you know, it's going down fast. It's a rapid transaction. We are noticing that some of our folks, the most needy in our community, were being turned away because the farmer could not leave his table, go swipe the card, come back, bag up the groceries, and you know that consumer would be on their way. It wasn't working. So when we think about innovative solutions, thinking outside the box, those people who recognized that this system wasn't working came up with a solution, and that is the New York State Farm Market Federation, and my direct supervisor, Jim Farr, along with Luis Burgos, who's here, and our commissioner. They put their minds together and they came up with this solution, the token program. It's just a little wooden token. But what happens is now, if I am a food stamp recipient, I go to the public market office. There is a central location. I swipe my card. You give me as many tokens as I choose to spend, $50, $75, $5, whatever it may be. And I take those tokens and I use it throughout the market with all of our vendors. There are about 75 farmers who are with us every Saturday. And I can go out there and just like anybody else, I just give, you know, the tokens just like money, and I treat it just like everyone else. And the transaction is quick and it's fast. In 3 years, since the token program started, we have sold $900,000 in tokens to people who are taking that vegetable home, eating healthy, keeping their kids healthy. We sold 350,000 tokens. Such a small part of the folks who use food stamps in our community that it's our dream to grow this program so that everyone who wants access to fresh, locally grown produce can come to the market with their food stamp card and access them like anyone else in our community, and go home and eat fresh, eat local, and enjoy. The market token program is just one aspect of how we're trying to grow. Coming up, and if you go out to my table, you're going to see sort of a board with some architectural drawings. When we talk in terms of where is the market going, we're growing, we're improving, we're constantly addressing issues that you identified to make us a better place. And in that, how many of you know about the winter shed? You've been in the winter shed, the enclosed shed, yes? Okay. How many of you walk past Irving the fishmonger like this? You're like, please, go, get me out of here. That is going to be addressed. And it's going to be addressed because right now we're doing focus groups to say, what can we do with this building? How can we make it better? How can we make it more functional? How can we widen the pathways to get more consumers through there during the winter months? We are so excited about it. I hope that you'll take a look at that and see, and give me your feedback. You know, we'd like to have those food kiosks on the end, enclosed. We'd like to add a community kitchen so that maybe if you are an entrepreneur and you'd like to try a recipe and see what happens with it, you can come into our community kitchen and try it out. We want to do an educational center. On Thursdays during the school year, 5,000 children come through our marketplace. We invite them from school districts all over the three-county area, and they come in and they learn about our farmers, and they learn about sustainable agriculture and vegetables and healthy eating, and they squeeze our tomatoes, and they smell our peaches, and they do all kinds of weird things with our food. A quick anecdote. A child comes in last year, and he's squeezing, and he's touching, and he's sniffing, and he's doing things to our stuff. And I'm like, please, stop. But what he doesn't think about is when he touches the peppers. He touches the hot peppers. And then what does he do? God bless his soul. He's 12 years old. He has to use the restroom. Okay, need I say more? The poor child comes into the market office like this, and we get the ice packs, we call 911, the ambulance comes, the teacher's trying to explain to the parents what happened to their child. But it is always something, always fun, always exciting. Please, when you think about this city, please celebrate what we have. The Rochester Public Market just being one of them. I did want to bring this booty out because there's another little story about this booty. One time, somebody brought this booty into me at the market office, and people are always losing things. They're losing, family, and they're losing, spouses, and they're losing glasses and canes. How do you lose your cane? One gentleman lost his teeth. He left himself there at one of the food kiosks. So, this booty comes in. So I look at this, and I go, I get on the microphone, and I go, ladies and gentlemen, we have a child shoe at the public market office. If your child is missing a shoe, please come to the market and claim it. Well, of course, then I look at this, and I say to myself, this is more than a shoe, this is a booty. So I get back on the microphone, and I say, ladies and gentlemen, we have a booty call here. Then, of course, someone calls up downtown and says to, the powers that be, my supervisors, there's a lady at the market making a booty call. And I just think it's inappropriate. There's always, I guess what I'm trying to say to you is that not just the public market, and you know what it is, and you know it's fabulous, and you use it. Please remember, no farms, no food. It's the truth. It's the truth across America. If we don't use it, we're going to lose it. And we don't want to have any more of our agricultural space become parking lots. Please, do what you can. Take some action. I would also say to you that in my own career, and I'm just going to close this up now, but in my own career, I started out, I would say, as a reporter and an anchor, and I wanted to be Jane Pauley, and I was so optimistic. And I was a broadcaster, and I had maybe, 500,000, people watching me at night out in the Midwest, in the land of John Deere. And that's all they had to do, was to watch me. But then I got my job at the public market, and I thought to myself at first, how low can your career go, Joan? From a broadcaster to a narrowcaster, from a woman who a lot of people see to a woman who no one really sees. And I was sad about that. And I thought, this is it. Your career is now in the crapper. But then, I gave it a few more thoughts. And I said, you know what, Joan, you've been given this opportunity. What can you do with it? How creatively can you mold it? How can you own it? How can you make it your own? And so I began to say to myself, I'm no longer going to just say, please don't park where you're not supposed to, folks. Now I'm going to give you the wrath of Joan. Now I'm going to bring out Jersey Joan all over your head. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. And at the end of the day, I love my job. And I love my job because I was open to its possibilities. And I made it my own. And I made it something that it wasn't. And so as we close out this wonderful session today, and our brains are kind of fried because we've been so much input, I would say to you, I'm going to go away with a couple of things. I'm going to go away with the knowledge that I love this city. That the potential in this city is just unlimited. It's just going to take all of you to be open, to think outside of the box, to maybe approach things a little bit differently. And if you are in a situation where your career is up here, and then it goes down here, don't be afraid. Just think it through. Make it something fun. Make it something exciting. I'm so lucky that at the end of my day, on a Saturday, I get to make people laugh and maybe forget their problems a few moments, and also make sure that they're eating healthy, they're eating fresh, they're eating local, and they understand no farms, no food. Thank you very much.